Welcome back to my channel. This is Liz, atomic seller, vintage slinger. But as for the last several videos, we are not doing vintage. I am starting the setup of my Christmas village today. Today is November 2nd. I had to stop and think for a minute. So I am going to flip the camera and show you my thought process for placement, because I know this comes up a lot in questions, and I get a little ingenious sometimes. Here's where I'm starting out. So the bottom of my bases, the foundation, I'm going to use banker's boxes. It goes all the way over there. And then I'll elevate it with some styrofoam, which is what's all wrapped up in there. And then I keep supplies that I'm going to use throughout the season in here. It opens up. Those are not for the top of it. I just needed a place for it to land last night. I was tired. And then over here, I have an adjustable table, 4-foot table in the background, more banker's boxes, and then this table in front. So you can basically use anything for your bases. Just get creative. You don't need to have a wood shop and create wooden platforms, although that would be really nice, but I live in an apartment. So now the next step is I'm going to cover it all with white sheets and start figuring out what foam I'm going to need and start carving. Tables are together. I'm going to use those boxes, styrofoam boxes, as platforms somewhere. So I have 2 levels. Over here, these are my platforms from 3 years ago, so I'm going to put them into place and see where we're at. More later. Helpful hint number 1. Before you take down your Christmas display, be sure to take very detailed pictures and even maybe tack up right on the bottom of it what goes where, because I have no idea where those were. Fortunately, I did do a video that you can find by scrolling down, Christmas tour a couple years ago. So I'm going to watch the video, but I really wish I'd taken pictures. So please take detailed pictures so you know where things go, because you're not going to remember. I certainly don't. Wish me luck. I think I'm going to need it. So I'm at the storage unit. Pick up a building or 2. Fortunately, it's right by my house. So I think I want to bring that one. Hunting lodge. Mission accomplished. Heading home. So it's carving, but before we start carving, I'm using hot wire foam factory. I've got to cut down some of this. I've taken measurements, and I have measured them out on here. Since I don't have a Proxon, which slices it, which might be my next purchase, gotta do it the old-fashioned way. Now the secret to this is not to force it. If you do, you'll have a bent wire. I need to heat it up just a bit more. And yes, it stinks. I forgot to open the window. Hang on. Do it in a well ventilated area. Okay, let's try this one more time. Doesn't matter if it's exactly even, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to carve it next. And just let the wire do the work. So the Proxons, I've got one in my cart, my Amazon cart. They're about $187. So I figure if I get any Amazon gift cards this year for Christmas, I definitely will be getting it. Okay, this is pretty boring. I will come back when it's done. All right, so hang on to this because it's very hot. And pull off these little fiber doodads. So next thing I'm going to do, I have 2 more to cut, and then I'm going to start placing buildings so I know what's going to go where. Actually, I'm going to carve them next. Then I'll place them. So I know where to cut the holes here to drop the cords. Okay, but I'm jumping ahead. So I'm going to bounce off. I'll come back when I'm carving. Here's what happens when you push too hard. When will I learn? Okay, so there's a little off switch here. Just going to switch that off. Turn this off here. Safety first. Unplugged. I'll let that cool down. They do cool down pretty quick. Put that in a safe place. So the other tools in here, this tool here is what I use to carve all the edges. So they look like this way. Let's see which one I can. Well, they look like this over here. And you just use like a swirling motion to do that. The other one I have in here, and this all comes in the kit. This here, you can bend this any way you want. I'm going to use this to dig underneath so I can run the wires after I cut the holes. And the last one in here is an engraving tool. I don't use that one too much for some weird reason. Okay, but now the one I'm going to use is this one. Okay. And again, they heat up pretty quick. Don't touch the wire. Wire's hot. Let's do the biggest one first. I have 4 to do, then I have 2 of the pink APS foams to do. So I'm going to do 3 sides because it's going to go on a platform. The back side will back up against the wall, so there's no need to do that one. All right, let's see if it's hot enough. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to start. Yep, it's because I need to turn it on. Oh my God. So let's give it a minute. You heat up for real. Get all these little stringy things off. They'll come off anyway when I carve this. And there's really no right or wrong way, no wrong way to do it. Okay, so once I get it through, then I just start carving, just randomly. And there you go. That's what it looks like. Ooh, the smell of burning foam. Whew. Yes, work in a very well ventilated area. My cats are in the other room. And there you go. Okay, I'm going to do the rest of them. So when you carve the big ones, make sure you carve the right side, as you can see. As cute as Pink Panther is, we don't need him in our display. And it's the same kind of deal. We're going to leave the back side we're not going to do it because it's going up against the wall. Just random. Okay, I'm turning my tool off for now. Next one I'm going to be using is to dig holes for cords. So I'll bring you back when I do that. Well, I have my basics down. I carved that one. I have no idea why I carved that one. I'll use it though. So these are like a combination of last year, this year. Please remember to write on the bottom of them what platforms they were, because I sure wish I had done that last time. So now the next step is this, I need to get some buildings out, start placing them, so I can figure out where to carve the holes to drop the cords. I think I have my buildings where I want them. Still work in progress over here. Do some adjustments. Don't like that. I'll rearrange that. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and do some holes and paint after I have coffee and a break. The first coat is on. I got this paint, glitter acrylic paint. I'm going to add as a second coat. Make it glitter a little bit. And some snow from Department 56. I'll put on the wet paint. Now I'm only putting it on the front because this here is the back. Whoops. Don't need that. And then I'll go over it with like a spray, the glue spray. And that should do it. Okay, on to the next one, the big one. New one. Well, today, day one of my install is complete. It's a wrap. I'm exhausted, but I think I got done what I needed to get done, and tomorrow's a new day. I'm going to flip the camera so you can see. That's my kitchen. Okay, so this is what I have done. Trees aren't in, the accessories aren't in. And we have 3 platforms that are drying. But at least I've got my buildings where I know I want them. Lots more. This is just a day one. So much more to do. And over here, I've got things sort of set up. And it's going to change 100 times before I'm done. You know how that is. Haven't even started over here. So I got a pile of boxes, but it's a little smaller. And trees and accessories over there. And right there are accessories. Okay, that's it. Until later, see you on the flip side.